Look at you, Pumpkin. Welcome back. This is a warning for you because we are friends. Of course, the altcoins you think you're in and that you think you're going to be safe in, it's a fugazi. Most likely, they're not going to be safe. I have been hearing this ever since I joined crypto, and it's true. I can tell you it is 100% true. I now understand why. The deep intricacies why. I'm going to show you some examples. We laugh at some coins today. We're going to go through EOS today. EOS was once one of the industry leaders, the Ethereum killer. You have to learn from this. People look at EOS today and they laugh. Don't forget, it had the metrics behind it at the time. EOS is now considered a crypto industry scam and a grift. EOS raised $4 billion, world's biggest ICO, pretty much. They only paid like $100 million fine. They kept all the Bitcoin on there. The story is shocking. The price is disgusting. The price says everything for itself. This is EOS versus Bitcoin. Look what it did. Now, of course, many coins, yeah, they went down minus 99%, but remember, this was EOS's 2021 pump. Look at that. That was EOS's pump, friends. It did nothing ever since. Look at that. It could never, ever retrieve it. It couldn't even go back. Think about this. It couldn't even go back against Bitcoin compared to where it started the Bitcoin halving year. That is shocking. Let's have a look. Can we learn from this? Of course we can. Many people don't even know why crypto moves the way it does. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, and or for me, baby dolls. In 2019, do you remember year 2019? It came right after 2018. In the year 2019, EOS was doing more transactions than Ethereum, Tron, and XRP combined. I would like to tell you, transaction count is not the same as transaction volume, of course. But you would still think having such a title would make it somewhat relevant. You don't have to take over the industry. You can understand that, you know, people fall off their horses up the top of the ranks. But to go literally all the way down and never come back, very tough to imagine. This is the reality of crypto. Very sad, but you got to understand the risks. So EOS had, as well as that, the third most developers in the entire crypto industry. Number 3. You would never have imagined. It literally just went minus 99% in a straight line. No community. The founders, all of them grifters. They should all be put in jail for a long time. They set a very bad example for the people. Very bad example to let them get away with this. It's not nice at all. It was disgusting. It still faded with these. You had all these transactions. You had all these developers. You still couldn't make anything. So I even have this chart here to show you. This is a plot chart. This information panel to show you. EOS was off the charts. Look at it up here. Off the charts. Look where even Tron was faking stuff back here. You had Bitcoin down here. You had Ethereum here. So Ethereum was here. XRP here. EOS through the roof. Top 10 ecosystem coin analysis. You would never have guessed what was coming in the future. It's crazy to think that people witness this, but you have to learn from it. It's not enough to look at it and believe that it's never going to happen to you. That's how everybody falls into the trap. So when we look at EOS, we're going to have to look at what can we do so that we don't get this. This is EOS versus Bitcoin. I want to remind you, friends, you are a baby doll, baby cake with a straight back. You got your pointy elbows. Please don't chart against USD only. You have to chart against Bitcoin to show you the real chart. And now here I have for you EOS USD. This is EOS charted against USD just to show you what it's like. If you put it on this chart, it doesn't really look like too much damage is happening. We understand it never comes back to the top, but you kind of think, oh, is it forming a base? Is it forming a base? What you don't know is from this chart, you don't know what the industry leader Bitcoin was doing during this time. When you chart EOS BTC, you get to see the specific granular performance against the index. That is the true price. So you could say charting against BTC is charting the real price. That's the information you grab from here. You get to see, was this beating it or underperforming it over time? You can't go forward without knowing this every single time. If you want to chart, at least in medium mode, you do BTC. If you want to chart in ultra difficult mode, you chart against Ethereum because Ethereum's beast mode. So when you're looking at this chart, you're just like, oh man, this is absolutely disgusting. You could have easily been mistaken that it was forming a base. It was forming a base. It was ready to go. You know this part here? This is the shocking part. This part here was the zombie virus. So this is your first clue. Your first clue was when the zombie virus came, EOS couldn't even go back to where it came in June 2019. It could not even get back there. And then when it finally got back to the top of the bull market with the rest of crypto, it was still making another lower high. It was basically just going up with market makers, a correlation, little people having a punt. There was nothing there. You could have never imagined this would happen. But you had clues along the way. You had these price action clues, but we know everything is a network effect. The community is the asset, not the code. I went to Reddit in 2020 because I bought every single coin. I wanted to go investigate. I didn't know what was going on. Did EOS have a community? Did it have developers? Its Reddit was absolutely shockingly dead. They were like, most of the times, a popular thread, I'm not joking, would get like 3 to 8 replies. I'm not making that up. I made some threads. I'm not joking. I was like, hey, we're gonna get bullish. Just trying to like see what's going on here. There was nothing there. Literally nothing there. It was just completely dead. Ghost land. There wasn't anybody with hopium. It was literally there was people with like EOS in their name tag, and they were actually telling me, dude, just give it up. Just give it up. This is too embarrassing. I'm not making this up. People with EOS in their name tag were saying that over and over. They're like, it's so dead. There was no one arguing. There was no one coming to fight. It was completely gone. So there are some warning signs that these things would eventually come out the way they did, but nothing is going to protect you from this disappointment of this bull market. Are you holding coins that are going to go through this? Well, you have to check. We know from Metcalfe's law, crypto valuations go off network effects. Perhaps one day they go off cash flow, but today they go off network effects. They keep modeling themselves off the number of nodes in the community. More people, more value. I've told you this time and time again. And ultimately, it comes down to the fact that if you live in a house with 1 million people, and we're going to write this down here. So if there's 1 million people in this house, if you live in it, and here I come with a megaphone, and I yell into you, into this house, I can yell anything I want. Those 1 million people are going to listen because they're stuck in a house. Just like you're stuck in the crypto community. Everybody is stuck in the community. They got the logos, they got the tickers, and here I am yelling. I can sell you anything. I can sell you products, services, financial tools, financial derivatives, whatever it is. The market as a collective mindset prices this in. That's why crypto, even though there's no cash flow in many places, they still have valuations. People will refuse to sell. Well, because you listen to me and you're my baby cake and we are outsiders together, I'm here to tell you that I discovered it's not about the cash flow today because crypto is such a long duration asset. Maybe one day in the future it'll be like that. But right now, what we call speculation, it's not really speculation. It's the number of people. You even know this. Can you imagine, for example, in Bitcoin, imagine in Bitcoin land, you already know this, okay? So in Bitcoin, there are a lot of maxis. And the maxis, they have their own companies. And they have their own Bitcoin-sponsored, Bitcoin-approved Layer 1 chains. The Bitcoin-approved, not Layer 1 chains, but you get the point, right? Different solutions. They're pretty much Layer 1 chains when you think about it later on. But different companies that are helping different causes, different ways to scale, different ways to build products. It's a philosophy. It's a mindset. This is everybody who's a Bitcoin maxi is in there, and they will all go flock to it. All the Bitcoin maxis, for example, will shill their respected products, the respected services. For example, they have like a Bitcoin spot only exchange, exchanges that only sell spot Bitcoin and nothing else. There are those that exist. You know, there's even this in Ethereum camp. Have you heard of a coin called Ethereum? In Ethereum, you'll notice all the Ethereum maxis. What do they talk about? They talk about Uniswap being the pillar of the technology and DAI, the stable coin, the creation there. They talk about these things. It's like the community homebred cookie cutter recommendation that is pretty much vetted. So that's why these things get value, because eventually there will be cash flow in there. Once we start onboarding most of the world, the solutions get easier to use for retailers, etc. But EOS had nothing, friends. EOS had absolutely nothing. When we're looking at EOS, the community was just dying, and you couldn't gather anything from the developers, anything from the transactions. It meant nothing. As new narratives came, it took over. So EOS, this is interesting. EOS was an Ethereum layer 1 chain competitor. It was meant to be the Ethereum killer. What was interesting is in 2021, there was an Ethereum killer narrative. This was one of the main narratives, layer 1 narratives. It actually appeared. So we've learned something today, and you are going to perk your ears up to listen to this twice. Just because a narrative is revisited, even if your coin is from the past, it does not mean it pumps by default. So you got lucky. You basically caught lightning in a bottle twice, and it didn't matter. Very sad to think about it, but it's the truth. We have to learn from this. So you might be asking me, what does this mean? How can we apply it to today? I can give you one example. Memes. Memes. M-E-M-E-S. Memes. The meme category. Doge. SHIB, for example. What this tells me is even if memes get resurrected as a narrative in 2024, 2025, the next bull market, I believe the 2021, the poopy memes will not be resurrected. Many of the dog clones will probably stay down. Now, you're probably asking which ones. Don't worry. There are ones like Floki and all these other irrelevant ones that can just never get anywhere because they're just dog name spin-offs. They have communities there, but what that tells me is they're not going to be relevant. And do you remember a coin called Pepe? You saw how Pepe came out of nowhere. Pepe did a 340,000x in a month. No one cared to buy Doge or SHIB or Floki. No one cared to buy them. Even with the Binance listing, Floki was nothing. You got to learn from this. I'm learning from this. So we're going to need to get a competitive edge. I don't know specifically how. I'm just hoping, praying with you, and we're here every day. We're going to figure it out. As it gets closer and we start seeing the early bubbles, the boiling pot, maybe a couple of bubbles start happening, we'll start to see that, hey, the temperature's rising a bit. But right now it's cold. It's really cold out there. There's just too many coins. It's not even about picking, 5 out of 20. It's literally a choice out of 3,000. It's ridiculous. It's impossible. Just don't even bother. Don't even bother. To me, that number is so large that it says, just don't even bother. Just delete it. Forget them for now. When a new tech, a new narrative, anything gives us a chance, we're going to be smelling it. Just like we smell our friendship. Tell mum and dad, EOS ain't coming back. And to double check your portfolio, are you holding one yourself? Like, subscribe, bell button on all. I will catch you in the next one, friends.